Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're an oldie but a goodie, thank you guys for coming back to another video. So as you guys can tell by the title, today we have a very TMI girl talk. Today, girl, we're gonna be all in my business, but I'm very excited to share this topic with you guys and hopefully have it be educational, maybe inspirational, any kind of way. I really just want to educate on this topic because it's been very life-changing for me. So of course I want to share this. I'm actually very excited to talk about it and everything. And we're also gonna do my hair, so I'm just gonna go through, chat with you guys, do my hair, and we're gonna talk. Grab a snack, grab a drink, because it's gonna be a long video, okay? And let's get right into it. But as y'all can tell by the title, we're gonna talk about my journey with birth control, coming off of it, why I did it, how I did it, and what I'm doing now for birth control. Because let me just start right there. That's gonna be the first point I'm gonna hit. Y'all probably saw this video and was like, ooh, she's trying for a baby. No, I'm still in my preventing phase. Later on in the video, I'll kind of talk about what I'm doing now to, prevent. I think that when people think about like preventing and things like that, our brains kind of automatically go into like hormonal birth control, but there are definitely other options. All right, let's get into it, guys. So let's just start with pretty much like my journey with the birth control pill. So basically I got on the pill in 2017. I'll probably have to come back to this piece of hair because it was curled, so we'll just get back to that and and kind of work on the rest. Or it could actually just stay like that. I could have a little body to it. So yeah, I first got on the pill in 2017. My main reasoning for getting on it was heavy periods, painful periods, and I was also having like a phase of hormonal acne, which started in 2015, basically like my last year of nursing school. I was really breaking out like hormonal on my cheeks and stuff, and I don't know if it was like because of the stress of nursing school. It really could have been that, or again, it could have just been like a hormonal thing, but it was very much like hormonal breakouts. So yeah, I basically did my research. I was looking for like things that would kind of help the painful periods and stuff that I was dealing with. That's something that really just is like a family thing. Every woman like in my family has dealt with like painful and heavy periods, like my mom, my sister, my cousin, my mom's sister, which is my aunt. Like it's just like something that runs in the family. But yeah, like I feel like I was just tired of dealing with that, and I knew like with birth control, like it could kind of calm your periods down. So anyways, I got on the pill. I got on Junelle, so I'll put the name right here. I got on the pill 2017. All was good, okay? Everything was good. Periods calmed down, the pain went down. Like my periods were very, very manageable, very light. It was like 2 days, just simple. Everything was well, everything was simple. My skin cleared up, so that was another like pro. So everything was good for like a few years, actually, a lot of years. Like I was just kind of rocking with it. At the time, I wasn't in a relationship or anything. So as far as like preventing, that wasn't really like my goal with it, because I wasn't really like super active back then. Like I said, I wasn't in like a relationship and stuff. So 2021 I got into my current relationship with my fiance, so obviously at that point it was more so like, all right, now I am using it for that purpose, right? So obviously I stayed on it. Like I said, all was well for a few years, and it wasn't until about like 2022, and I almost want to say it was like the end of 2021. I don't exactly remember when things started to happen, but the main thing that happened was basically, I was going back and forth with like different pharmacies and stuff where I was actually getting it from, and then every year like your insurance changes. So to make a long story short, they changed over my pharmacy, and they changed over like the pill, like the brand that I was getting, because I had been on the Junelle, like that brand, for years. And like I said, all was well, like no side effects, like really just easy breezy, everything that people talk about when it comes to like the pill. And like I was not experiencing none of that. The headaches, like the low libido, like nothing. I was not experiencing nothing while I was on the actual Junelle. So yeah, fast forward to like whenever that change happened. Like I said, I don't remember if it was like the end of 2021 or like early 2022. But either way, they changed up my brands. Like I remember the pharmacy changed, and they sent me like a packet of one that was called Haley. And y'all know, like when it comes to the pill or even just any drugs, there's like, the brand name, then there's like the generic, but it's like the same ingredient. It could just be the inactive ingredients. Baby, when it comes to birth control, it's something that your body has been used to. Any tiny little change can really like throw off the entire thing, because birth control is already something that is throwing off your natural cycle, your menstrual cycle. So let's just kind of get into that topic really quick before we kind of move forward into like the cascade of symptoms that I got when they switched my brand over. So with birth control, guys, we are not ovulating. Women are not ovulating. That's the purpose of it, right? It's to prevent pregnancy. So it's preventing ovulation. It's doing a lot of different things in your body to prevent, you know, pregnancy, to prevent you from ovulating and actually like implanting and all that stuff. So our bodies are not going through that natural cycle of, you know, the menstrual cycle and the different phases that go into it. You know, the pill or any kind of like hormonal birth control is really meant to like mimic the cycle, right? So you have like, you know, your active pills, and then you have like the inactive pills, and it's really just mimicking the ups and downs of like the natural menstrual cycle, but you don't really get a real period. Yeah, it's not your real period. It's really just like breakthrough bleeding. It's really just for you to kind of stay on track with like kind of where you're at and stuff. So that's really so yeah, that's what it does. You're not ovulating. You're not really going through the ebbs and flows of the natural women's menstrual cycle. So that is, you know, how birth control works. Let's rewind and go back into the conversation about, you know, them switching up my brand. So yeah, I got a packet of like the Haley. I took it. I was kind of like, because, you know, I was very used to the Junelle, and I was, you know, I know, me being a provider and like, you know, in the healthcare field and stuff, like I know sometimes when they change things up like that, it could kind of mess up your body. So I was already kind of nervous, like they sent me the wrong thing. But like I said, at this time I was using it for prevention, so I was like, okay, I'm not just gonna like not take it right now and like wait until the pharmacy thing was like a whole mess. Okay, I literally throughout that phase I probably went through like maybe 3 different pharmacies, because then it was like certain, I don't know if it was that the Junelle was like on back order, like the actual brand of it. So like I was going back and forth, and at one point I was even paying for it, even though I had insurance. It was like some weird stuff was going on with it. And yeah, it went from like the Haley, I'm going back and forth, like talking to these pharmacies, because I was like using like the online service. Like I had used NurX, I had used the Pill Club, which now they're called Favor. Like a lot of like those online sites that kind of just ship your pill to you. Well, girl, it was a struggle like for me to get the actual Junelle. I think I was off, like using an off brand for months. Like I can't recall how many months it was, but it was like months that like I said, a lot of the pharmacies weren't carrying the Junelle. I don't know what was going on with the actual brand, but I was on an off brand or like a different brand for months. And here is where things went left. Like my body, y'all. I was probably feeling like every side effect. Y'all know when you get the birth control, like the actual little side effect list is like a book. Like there's so many side effects that come with hormonal birth control. Like that's what they say, you know, no 2 brands work the same. Like, you know, for some people they could have symptoms, for some people it could just be super easy. Some people gain weight, some people lose weight. Like, yeah, it's just, you know, people get depressed, people's moods go up. Like it's just very much like you never know. So girl, I was going through all these symptoms, like, and I'm not gonna go through the whole list. I'm just gonna pinpoint like the ones that really I felt the most. Number 1, when it came to like PMS, like I said, remember, birth control is mimicking your cycle. So I wasn't really going through this natural cycle of like my own body doing it. But like the PMS mimicking was so outrageous. Like it was so magnified. Like that first, or that week before my period, you know, the breakthrough bleeding that came with the pill, the mood swings were so intense. Like I would go through a very low dark phase like for days, right? Just sad, like straight up sad. And it's crazy because I knew exactly what it was. I'm like, this is not like me, this isn't like, nothing's going on. You know, I'm like, nothing's going on, life is good. Like I just knew it was something internally like in my brain that was like causing that wave of like crazy sadness. So that was super magnified. I started getting headaches like monthly on the dot. I was getting like very intense headaches that would last for like a few days. Like, and when I tell you lasting, like it was an intractable headache. Like nothing would calm it down. No Excedrin, no Aleve, no nothing would calm my headache down. Like I was pretty much with a headache for 3 full days. Crazy. That was probably one of the bad symptoms. The other one, like I said, just low in mood. You know, I just was feeling like, yeah, I kind of talked about this like in my business Q&A about like feeling discouraged and like kind of just low, not creative. Like I was feeling all of those things. The other one, the bloating, insane. And inflammation is another thing, right? Inflammation is like your body, your body's just reacting to a lot of like different toxins. I mean, it could just be a lot of different reasons why people get inflamed and like bloated and swollen and things like that. But the bloating was crazy, especially that week before. Oh, you would think I was like carrying for like a few months. Like it was, and it wasn't even like my stomach. It was like literally uterus. Like it was just that lower stomach would get super tight, uncomfortable. Bloating was crazy. The other thing, like I said, this is a TMI video, the constipation girl. And this wasn't only like that week before. Like I feel like I went months with like my digestive system just got tore up with the change. Again, very uncomfortable. Like I was not going for days. That probably led more into like the bloating, the issues. Like, yeah, digestive system was pretty much in shambles. And to make a long story short, we're not gonna go through the list. I was going through it. Like my body was not happy with the change of brand. Like that completely threw me off. Like I was reading books and stuff, and like all the information that I read on like estrogen and like the things that it does in the body, I was like, I just want to come off of this thing so bad. You know, throughout the summer months, you know, I was reading, I was researching, I was figuring out like what's other things that you can do, you know, for birth control. I was like reading stories, books. Like I said, I was just really in that like chapter of learning and stuff and trying to figure things out. And I forgot to mention that eventually I did get back on the Juno, but like the side effects really never went away. So I don't know if it's like boom, like me switching the brand, like it just threw things off. And it's like I was like on 3 months, 4 months, like back on the Juno, and like things were not changing. Like the bloating was still there, the inflammation was there, like the mood, like everything, you know, all the negative side, the headaches were still present. Like nothing ever really went back to like how it was. Ooh, what happened here? Oh my gosh, my bracelet got stuck. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with my hair. Okay, guys, so basically August of 2023, I decided, let's come off of it. I did consult with the naturopath. I didn't really talk to like my OB/GYN like all that much. Yeah, like with this part, you know, I'm just gonna say, you guys do your research and definitely talk to your providers. Me being like a nurse practitioner myself, I feel like, yeah, I feel a little bold to kind of like take my own decisions and just kind of do things. But I would just definitely suggest like talk to your providers or like your team, like if you have a team, because I have, like I said, I have a naturopath doctor. I have a lot of like wellness, you know, I have a functional medicine practitioner, but I also go to like, you know, traditional doctors like my PCP, my GYN, things like that. And then, you know, I had an appointment with my naturopath, and I told her, I was like, you know, I'm really wanting to come off of this thing. And, you know, I was spending money on stuff like supplements and all kind of different things, diet, like, you know, I was cleaning up my diet. I started working out. Like I was really trying to like do my part when it came to like, you know, just the whole like lifestyle change to kind of help. And yeah, like I talked to the naturopath. I was like, you know what, I really want to just come off of it. I'm scared. I told her, I was like, I'm very scared of like, you know, number one, getting pregnant, and number two, not scared, but you know, that's not where I was right at that moment. And you know, just the other side effects, because I had read like, oh my gosh, you come off the pill, like everything reverses. Like I was like, oh my god, my skin's gonna break out again, and like my body, like it's just like what's gonna happen. Like I've read all kind of crazy stuff. So I even read like, you know, because it just, birth control kind of numbs like the women's body so much. And it was like, yeah, sometimes you even like the person that you're attracted to like changes, like if you met your man like while you were on the pill. Like it was all kind of like literally horror stories almost. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of this finishing creme on my hair. Yeah, even after reading all those things, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like be scared, like, you know, what could be worse? Like I'm literally putting a synthetic stuff into my body, like, and mentally I was just so ready to like take that step. Obviously I talked to my fiance about it, because you know, this is like a partnership. No, he had to kind of come on board with that decision also, because obviously that was going to change things up in like our, you know, intimate life and things like that. And he was so on board. He's like, yeah, you know, whatever you need like for your body, like, you know, I'm down. I'm like down to support, you know, we'll just try new things. And that was that. Like I said, I had already done my research on like alternatives and stuff, and really the main alternative that I was interested in was going to be like the calendar method, or like, you know, just natural, like going through your cycle, kind of really learning like your menstrual cycle, learning your days where you're like fertile, and you know, just really really getting on board with that. So I started researching like apps and stuff, because I had been on apps before, but it was really just to like track my period. Like I was never paying attention to like the ovulation window, like, you know, because like I said, I was on the pill. Like there was no need to like really look into that stuff because my body wasn't doing that naturally. So yeah, I had made my decision. I found my app. I found like the things that I wanted to do. Talked to the naturopath. She did put me on some extra little supplements to kind of help support the detoxification of the estrogen once I came off of it. So she put me on DIM, and it helped a lot. I had no side effects coming off of it, guys. Like it was bliss, okay? Nothing, like I just went right back to being me. Okay, like everything was perfect. Like the bloating went down, the digestive issues calmed down, the headaches have gone. Like they're gone. Like I just really don't experience headaches like I was before. Like my mood is back. Like I'm just back. I'm back. Like everything just went super smooth. Yeah, guys, it was just like night and day. Really did not experience any like bad side effects like coming off of it. Like I said, I mean, just all was well. So let's kind of switch topics and just talk about what I'm doing now. I'm trying to remember, make sure I didn't miss anything in that whole like journey story. So yeah, August I came off of it, you know, did kind of get on some supplements to kind of help support like my body. Oh yeah, there wasn't no like weaning process, so I didn't come, you know, slowly off of it. I pretty much just waited till that one pack was like done, and then that's it. Like I didn't, you know, next month I just came off of it. I did have like my same little like breakthrough bleeding, and then I waited, you know, that next month my actual real period was here and all was well. I was kind of nervous about that too, because you know, sometimes they say like when you've been on the pill for a while, like it takes time for your body's like fertility to like come back, or like your ovulation could be messed up. But let me tell you, girl, that next month and literally every month after, like it's been on point. I've learned my body. Let's just get into what I'm doing now. So anyways, the app that I found, by the way, this whole little section is gonna sound like very sponsored because I'm like so in love with all these things that I've discovered and what I'm doing now, but none of this is sponsored. I found all these things myself. I paid for everything myself. Like, yeah, not sponsored at all. But the app that I ended up finding that I was like, okay, I want to use this because it's pretty much like a birth control app, and it's called Natural Cycles. So I'll leave the name right here. I found Natural Cycles. You know, again, I was doing my research, like what apps are the best for like, you know, kind of narrowing down like ovulation and stuff. It's really more than just tracking your period. And it really isn't like the calendar method. The way that this app actually works is with your body temperature. So let's do a little education on body temperature and ovulation. So pretty much, okay, you know what, before I even go into that, let's just explain the phases of the menstrual cycle, a little refresher. Again, I'm a nurse, so I did learn this in nursing school, but this is very, very important as a woman to know this stuff, especially if you're not on the pill, because this is just something that your body is naturally doing. So a few phases that our bodies go through in the actual, like, you know, menstrual cycle. Day one of your cycle is your period, right? So that is like the one phase. You have your period. Once that is over, you go into a follicular phase of your cycle. This time, your body temperature is on the lower end. But yeah, follicular phase, your body is just, you know, on a colder state. And then you have your ovulation, like, which is pretty much called the fertile window. We have 1 day of ovulation, but we have a window of time where we are fertile. That is because, you know, within those days, you're fertile. Your body's like, the egg is releasing. You know, if you are doing it without protection, the actual, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but sperm stays in your body for a few days. So if it's in there and then you ovulate, you can get pregnant right there. So there's a few days where you're just in the red. Contrary to what people think, you cannot get pregnant every day of your cycle. You cannot. You have that fertile window where your body's just, it's right there. The egg is right there. It's waiting to be fertilized. And if it does not, it's just going to be shed, and you're going to go through that next phase, and there's your period. And that's how it works. That was kind of like a little, you know, sped up version. But basically how Natural Cycles works is with the body temperature, okay? So it's very scientific, it's very specific. It's not just like, oh, but you kind of ovulate around day 14, 15, because not everybody's cycle is the same. Like, this is actually working with your body temperature. There's a lot of other things that you can do on the app. You can take LH tests, which that is the luteinizing hormone. That's something that gets released when you're about to ovulate. So if you want to actually take it the next step and go do, it's like a little pregnancy test almost, like you just dip it in your urine and it tells you like, yes, you're positive for LH. If you're positive for LH, you should already know, boop, 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 either you use protection or like you abstain during that time because you're about to ovulate. So a lot of different trackers and things. Our bodies do a lot of different things when it's in that fertile state. So even your cervical mucus, which is AKA your discharge, that changes. You know, you could also feel like mood changes and stuff. So let me just show you like pretty much how it looks like on the page. So yeah, like if you're going into track and stuff, you can track a whole bunch of different things. You know, like I said, if you have cravings, how does your skin looking, things like that. You could track all these moods, and then there's a little section even there for you to add notes, because like I said, everybody's is different as you learn your body as you go through the months. But the main thing is that it works with the body temperature. So let me kind of just show you guys like an example of the graph. So can y'all see that? Let's see. Yeah, so y'all can see. So yeah, this is like a quick example of kind of like how the graph looks like. This was last month, so y'all could see like the fertile window is that right there. Then there was ovulation, then there's like your period. So yeah, it just, your temperature pretty much goes up and down. And like once you know, it took me a few months to like really know my rhythm and know my body. This is not something like, oh, the first month I was already like, okay, I already know like when I'm ovulating. Like, no, that first like probably 3 months, it was protection the whole time. Even if it gave me like a green day, like you're good, you're not fertile, I was still like, I was like, no, I'm gonna be for sure, you know. So it's after 3 months, I feel like I learned it. I know my average temperature, I know my average ovulation day, I know my average like period day, and it's like so on point. Like it's just so beautiful to see, because it's like, oh my gosh, like this is like the woman's body. Like it's like when you talk about like being in tune with your body and all that stuff, I feel like this is it. Like this really made me feel like way more like womanly, especially just like kind of knowing my own body and what it's doing. So again, pretty much the way that the app works, it gives you a green day, so it's, you're either not fertile or it's gonna say use protection. So every morning, you know, you're gonna sync your body temperature. You can do it multiple different ways. When I first started, I had actually got their thermometer that comes with it. It's like a Bluetooth thermometer. You just check it in the morning and it just uploads to the app, and that's it. It kind of gives your average temperature. The way that I do it, I actually have this little ring right here, which is the Aura ring, and I got it in specifically for this. The Aura ring does like a bunch of other different things. I'm not going to get into it. Like it tracks steps, your activity, your calories, your heart rate, oxygen, your sleep cycle, and body temperature, but that's really what I use it for. And what it does is just checking your body temperature throughout the night, and then in the morning I just open up my Aura app. You know, it automatically syncs to the Natural Cycles app, and boom, all my temperatures are there every single day. And the reason why I did it with the ring was because the thermometer was getting, I wanted it to be very, very accurate, and I don't have a steady sleep cycle. You know, I wake up at different times, and with a thermometer, like you have to check it like first thing. But if you have a normal sleep cycle, like you wake up every day at 7 a.m., like it just won't be hard for you. But for me, I have like just different times. Like some days I wake up later, some days I wake up late. So I just wanted it to be the most accurate as possible. And it's just easy. Like I don't have to think about, you know, grabbing my little thermometer from the nightstand, like doing none of that. It's just, you know, I wear this. And it's also cool because it tracks everything with my sleep. Like it tells me how long I was in deep sleep for, when I woke up, like how was my O2 during the night, my heart rate. Like it tracks a lot of other stuff during sleep. But that's the main reason why I use this. Like I said, for the most part, I don't wear it during the day. I'm wearing it now because I'm in the house. So sometimes when I'm in the house, I'll wear it. But if I'm going out, I take it off just because I wear a different ring on this finger. And it is a little chunky, as y'all can see. Like I like more like thin bands and like dainty little things like that. So it's a little chunky for me. And I also wear my Apple Watch, which is what I use for like steps and calories and things. So really, I only use it for this part, for the birth control app. Let's see, before I move on, what else do I want to say about the Aura ring? So yeah, it is a little pricey. You don't have to like jump and get this stuff. Like I said, you can just do it the normal way with the thermometer, and like that's it. But you know, once you get a little more advanced and you just kind of want to not do that part, then you could get either the ring or the Apple Watch, whatever you want to do. But basically, that is how the app works. So it's tracking your body temperature. Like I said, you can see it exactly. And once you know your temperatures, like I know my average follicular temperature. So once I see it go up, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting ready to ovulate. And then, you know, maybe I can do like a LH test. Sometimes these past couple months I've been doing it because again, it's just so cool to see. It's like, wow, like your body's really doing all this stuff. It's like, it's crazy. So yeah, the past couple months, especially now that I've narrowed it down, like it's almost like a science. Like I know exactly when it's gonna happen. So just for confirmation, I'll do the LH test. And like I said, you know, now that let me kind of show y'all my calendar, because let me just show you. So when I first started, which was August, y'all can see, look at all the red days that it was giving me. Like, it gave me all these red days, and I think in September, like, it was still getting to know me, and it gave me a bunch of green days. But let me tell you, I was not like no protection on those green days. And then y'all can see, you know, it's still like a little like getting to know me. So I had a bunch of red days here in October, and then here's when things kind of started to get back normal. So y'all can see, you know, I started getting more and more green days in the cycle. Like, now that I'm pretty much like 6 months in, you know, it really knows my body. So for the most part, I would say I get about like a week of red days. And you know, like I said, that's just like your fertile window. Like right now, I mean, I just got over my period, so it just gives me like a couple green days as a buffer, because obviously you're not like ovulating right then and there. But then yeah, like in a few days I'm gonna start my red days, and then, you know, it just kind of tells you, like, you know, be careful. And you know, you could mark when you had intercourse, like was it protected, was it not. The app also has like different modes, so you can use it for birth control, you could use it to plan a pregnancy, or to you know, follow your pregnancy along. So, you know, wherever you're kind of at in your women's phase. So yeah guys, that's basically what I am doing now. At this point, like I said, I'm 6 months into being off the pill and kind of doing it the natural way. I feel very, very confident with what I'm doing now. Like I said, the first 3 months I was like, no, protection. Like the whole time I was like, let me just learn my body, let me let the app and the algorithm also like learn my body. And like I said, it really just came down to myself. Like now I know, like, you know, the moods that I'm in, like follicular phase. Right now I'm in the follicular, so y'all can see I'm just like a little more like I'm filming, like I'm just energized. Like that's normal with the follicular phase. When you go into your luteal phase, which is like, you know, 2 weeks before your cycle, that's what a lot of people consider like PMS. Like you're a little more down in energy. Like I feel I get very, very tired. Like that first week before, straight up tired. Like I just want to lay down, and you know, I just take it slower. I just take my days slower. I don't try to like exert myself or like be my most creative self, you know, during those days. So that's also beautiful, you know, to be able to like really go through the cycles, because you can pretty much like, you know, do your life around like your cycle. Yeah, and even ovulation, like that's when you're like your most social self. Like you are just out there. Like I don't know, it's really interesting to like get to know your body and do these kind of things. But yeah guys, that is what I am doing now. And I guess I already mentioned this, you know, how it was life-changing to come off of it. But yeah, like now 6 months in, a lot of the symptoms that I was dealing with have gone away. I'm still kind of helping to heal my digestive system and like my gut health. I feel like that got very tore up, like I said, but you know, things are much better. Like I don't have the crazy bloating anymore. The constipation went away, which is so great. Yeah, like you don't want to be carrying all those toxins and waste around like that. You know, it just causes a whole bunch of other problems. What else? The headaches are gone, like I said. I mean, just things are better. I'm still kind of working on healing like the inflammation. I do still feel like you know, like I said, it still has to kind of do with the gut health. The other thing that got tore up was my lymphatic system, guys, and I just recently learned this because I went in for like a lymphatic drainage massage, and the girl was like, girl, you are like intoxicated. Like she felt, and like I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling tight. Like my body just feels tight. Like it's just retaining something. I'm like, and it's not weight. Like I've literally stepped on the scale. I'm the same exact weight I've been since like 2021. Like I have not gained weight for years, but I'm like, something just feels different, like in my skin. Like I was very sore. Like you could kind of just rub my skin like that and it was sore. And what did she say? Fascia. She's like, that's like the fascia, because like your lymph is like just backed up. So now I'm doing those lymphatic drainages, and like I feel so much better. And she said that, so that was another thing that got tore up, was my whole like lymphatic system. I guess it was just holding on to a lot of that toxins with the estrogen, and like, oh girl, it just really tore my body up. So yeah, so with all that being said, you know, I really wanted this video to just be educational. This is really my journey, this is my decision, just kind of the things that I've done. You know, I don't want to steer anybody any certain kind of way. I feel like you have to do what's best for your body. If you guys are interested in like learning more about the app, I will leave a link down below. That's just like my refer a friend link. Like I said, this isn't sponsored or anything. If you actually go in the app, you could like refer friends and stuff, and if you refer a friend, y'all actually get like a free thermometer, which I wish I would have done that. I didn't have like any referral links when I did it. Yeah, maybe look at other stories of like people using it, how they're using it. But like I said, I'm trying to think if I want to say anything else about the app. I think that's it. Like I said, it really just works with your body temperature, and that's like the main thing. Because even if you put in like a positive LH, it's still not going to give you like green days until it detects like a change in your temperature. Like that is the actual thing that will give you like green days, like you're safe, is that actual like temperature variation. So that's pretty much it. I mean, they have a lot of cool things on here, like just things to like learn, and guides and quizzes. Like they will pretty much educate you on all this stuff that I just talked about. I know that this was like a sped up version, but if you're still like very new to like learning the cycle and like, you know, what is LH, what is ovulation, like what is the menstrual cycle, you know, all that stuff, like it's all in there. There's a whole library of like resources in the actual app. But yeah, with all that being said, you guys, just do your research, and like I said, just find out like what works best for your body and like for your lifestyle and things like that. I don't want to shed like birth control pill on like a negative light, because like I said, I was on it for years and all was doing well. Like it was doing its purpose, you know, of what it needed to do, and if anything, it helped in other areas as well. But you know, I think for me, I don't know if it was just that, you know, that brand change and just whatever else inactive ingredients was in those other brands, like it really messed me up, and it really became like a poison to my body. Because like I said, all these crazy symptoms started coming, and you know, once I removed that poison, like that toxin out of my body, you know, everything changed. I don't want to steer people like any certain way or tell you, oh, get off the pill and do this. Like that is not the goal of this video whatsoever. This was just educational. You know, I was feeling so like ready and excited to share this video. I really waited, like I said, until I was like 6 months off to like really give the story and like how it's changed my body and like how I feel and everything. And but yeah, I think that's it for this video, guys. I talked about my story with it. I talked about how I came off of it and what I'm doing now. So like I said, I'm using the Natural Cycles app, and that's just what I do. So when I have a green day, I'm good. When it's a red day, like I said, you can either abstain or use protection, you know, and that's just that. I feel like it's given me like a lot of security also, because it's like I said, you know, we think that we could get pregnant like on every day of our cycle, and that's not the case. So, you know, it feels very secure and stuff to like know where you're at. And like I said, in the future, when the time comes and I want to plan that, you know, I feel like I even have that knowledge now, to where it's like, I know, okay, I'm ovulating right now, like this will be the time. So, you know, it feels very empowering, I would say, like as a woman, to really know your cycle. And not even just for that, not even for like pregnancy related like things, but like I said, everything else, because you are different in different phases. Okay, so it's good to learn like how you feel, your moods and all that stuff when you're on different phases of your cycle. When you're on hormonal stuff, like your body's not naturally going through that, so you know, it's like something new that you have to learn about your body. Ooh, so yeah, guys, I think this is it. Oh my god, I hope this video was not crazy long, but like I said, it was a lot of education and things, and even that was like a sped up version. I would highly suggest you guys to like, you know, go on the app and like just check out like other stories. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on any of this, please leave it in the comments down below. I would love to answer any questions. This is like a topic that I'm so in love with now. I love women's health. I've always really loved women's health, but like now, you know, this whole like, I just love this topic a lot. I love educating on this, so I just love this topic. So if you have any questions regarding any of this, like birth control, you know, any of that, let me know in the comments section. And like I said, I'll leave the referral link in the description box. Like I said, if you guys are interested, you do get 20% off and a free thermometer with the refer a friend. Like I said, not sponsored, simply just, you know, through the app you can refer your friends. So I'll leave that link in there for you guys to get that discount if you're interested. And I think that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was educational and y'all learned a thing or two. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments, and I would love to do like more girl talk videos and things like that later. So yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic and this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.